Oh shit, here we go again.
Hello everyone. So today we're going to be talking about 3 machines created to destroy mutants that were manipulated by Loki and somehow ends up fighting the friendly neighborhood Spider-Man. Of course, we're talking about the Tri Sentinel. Now his first appearance is the Amazing Spider-Man number 329 of December 1989, and that was as the Tri Sentinel. And in the Amazing Spider-Man Volume 5, number 4 of August 2018, as this time the Spider-Bot. Now he appears in 55 issues in total, and his creators are David Michelinie and Eric Larson. This metal mutant destroyer stands around 60 feet tall and weighs around 100 tons, and is first seen in the Cosmic Spider-Man saga. Now Loki is driven mad after being beaten by Thor and the Avengers once again. Now this all happens during the Acts of Vengeance storyline, where the God of Mischief uses his dark magic to fuse 3 Project Nimrod prototype Sentinels together into what Loki considered to be the, quote, ultimate weapon, which was a perfect hybrid of magic and science. Now, along with taking the Sentinels over and rearranging them into one complete Sentinel, now with 3 heads and 6 arms, Loki gave the Tri Sentinel multiple mystical upgrades and reprogrammed it with the, quote, Loki Prime Directive, which was dictating that the Tri Sentinel would proceed to the Amity Point nuclear power plant and destroy it. And this action would then result in the complete and utter annihilation of Manhattan. The Tri Sentinel had been foreseen by the universally mysterious Enigma Force, or Unipower, which travels the universe in search of various hosts to use in fights against evil, or help those in need. The Enigma Force quickly empowers and merges with Spider-Man to use the cosmic might of Captain Universe, whose true power at that time had been locked away due to interference from a machine designed to contain extra-dimensional energy sources, which happened to be a lot like the Unipower. The interference, however, eventually stopped when Sabastian Shaw tried to take Spider-Man's new cosmically charged powers for himself, and with the same machine that had caused the problem in the first place. The trouble was, Shaw had actually unwittingly unlocked the rest of Captain Universe's powers, not only allowing Spider-Man access to more of the Unipower's cosmic power, but also the Unipower's cosmic awareness as well. Now Spider-Man then hurries to attack the Tri Sentinel and fights a desperate battle to keep it from accomplishing its mission of destroying Manhattan via nuclear destruction. Sabastian Shaw had helped build the Sentinels, and he had the foresight of installing some safety measures into the logic boards of all 3 prototypes before they were ever even combined into one, and sent out a signal to activate and shut down the Tri Sentinel itself. Now this backdoor program had been designed specifically to stop the Sentinels if they ever went rogue. The odd thing about this is once that it was activated, it would make the original 3 Sentinels think that because they inherited most of their characteristics from the Mark I Sentinels, that they themselves were now considered mutants, who, ironically, they were programmed to destroy. Which, in theory, any runaway Sentinel that receives the signal would automatically destroy itself. Now this particular Tri Sentinel, however, managed to override Shaw's hidden control program because of its now triple logic boards and mystical Loki programming. It then starts swinging its fist towards one of the nuclear containment towers, but thanks to Spider-Man's never quit attitude and the cosmic might of the Captain Universe powers, the Tri Sentinel was finally destroyed. Now the Life Foundation creates a huge problem a few months later. The Life Foundation gathers up the Tri Sentinel's broken remains from around the Amity Point nuclear plant. the Foundation had wanted to rebuild it and wanted to eventually use it as a weapon against all mutants. However, while they were reprogramming and reactivating it, the Tri Sentinel's new Life Foundation programming was overwritten by the Loki Prime Directive. And so, once again, the Tri Sentinel sets out to complete its original Manhattan destroying mission. Now, Spider-Man, not being able to call upon the Unipower at this time, calls Richard Rider, aka Nova, for help, and together they manage to destroy the Tri Sentinel for the final time. With this version, there's always, in the Marvel multiverse, there are alternate versions. Now, in the Dawn of X timeline, which is set 90 years into the future, a new model of Tri Sentinel, which is dubbed the Theta Sentinel, is seen as one of the creations of Orchis, which is a coalition of human-only scientists and espionage organizations that are dedicated to stopping all mutants from destroying humanity. Unfortunately for the big six-arm magical robot, he dies in both The Amazing Spider-Man number 352 and The Amazing Spider-Man number 329, which is also his origin comic, and in the newer Avengers Unlimited Infinity comic number 2 of July 2022. Now, the powers and abilities of this character are pretty intense. Like most advanced Sentinels, it has the ability to adapt to its target offensively or defensively. It can create energy blasts from its hands, eyes, and its chest. It can even use the rockets in its feet offensively if needed. Now, because it received magic from Loki, it was able to ward off any type of reprogramming. It can contend with the Unipower, and it had various magical defenses. It can disrupt electronics for entire miles from its location, manipulate energy to create energy shields, and it has the capability of flight. Now, with Loki's magic, the Tri Sentinel can actually heal itself or repair itself almost automatically. The Tri Sentinel's invulnerability is pretty impressive, as even the weakened Captain Universe powers initially didn't faze it much. Like most Sentinels, it is capable of tracking both mutants and non-mutants, and actually know the difference between the two. However, with Loki's reprogramming and gifting it with extra powers it normally doesn't have, it also multiplied those abilities tenfold, and thus lacked any real consideration for non-mutants. Now, the 100-ton robot obviously has super strength, as it can conceivably lift its own body weight. Now, this particular Sentinel actually has the ability of technopathy, as it was able to converse with other machines as well as even control some of them. Now, we always liked the threat of the Sentinels in the comics growing up. Even if they were huge in size, they always seemed to sneak up on the overly oblivious mutants just standing there, and they really had a knack for showing up unexpectedly. This one, however, was seriously interesting to me because it was also enhanced by Loki, making it, in our opinion, a sort of poor man's version of the Asgardian destroyer armor. Add to it 6 arms and an appetite for destruction, and we were hooked on the character forever. Anyway, you guys have a wonderful night, an awesome morning, a great evening, whichever. Please like, share, and subscribe. We really do appreciate that. Also, leave a comment down below. Let us know what you thought of this video, as well as maybe write down a character that you would like us to talk about on this channel, and we'll see if we can't make it happen. As always, Excelsior.
Hello, monkeys!